Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Cold Silence, grabbing the remaining of the single run achievements. So I recommend doing this from a fresh game, so make sure you load up from a Chapter 1 checkpoint. So just try your best to get through the tutorial. It should be pretty simple, especially if you've been playing this game. Chapter 1 is just going to be the tutorial. The only thing you have to keep in mind is you have to make sure you try to pick up these 2 first aid kits at the end of the chapter. You should get an achievement for picking up 1 for 20 gamer score, but this should also be a pretty good foundation towards the 10 first aids in 1 run achievement. So that's going to segue into the start of Chapter 2. Make your way across the few spike pits and the abyss pits until you get to this part. You should find your first heart right here. Make sure you pick that one up. You should get an achievement for picking up your first heart called Healing Heart for 20 gamer score. And that's going to be the first one we need towards our multiple hearts in 1 run achievement. Make your way across, get to the radio, hold A to skip the cutscene if you don't want to sit here and listen to that. We are going to take this path, and that's going to lead into the caves, and there's going to be a slew of stuff that we need to pick up along the way for these achievements. First one up is going to be this first aid kit right here by the spikes. This should be number 3, which should give us the aid package achievement for 20 gamer score. From there, we are going to continue our journey to the left. Watch out for the icicles and the spikes. Make your way across here. Very important that you grab this first aid kit off to the corner right here. That should be number 4. Drop straight down and keep dropping down until you get to the bottom of the cave. We are going to be on our way towards grabbing the boots. So just make sure you hang a right here, and then watch out for these spike pits, and then make your way to the staircase, climb the stairs, and then grab the boots, and then we should be able to jump higher now. So now with our newfound ability, we are going to take these zigzagging platforms up to this part of the cave. There should be a heart along the way. Make sure you grab that. That's going to be 1 more to our collection. And then dropping straight down here should be another first aid kit. This should be number 5, which is going to give us another achievement called Aid Ambulance for 20 gamer score. Once we have that, we are going to continue towards the second item, which is going to be the rope. So take the secret passage back out. This is going to put you at the top of the cave system. Make your way to the right. We're going to drop down once again. However, instead of dropping all the way down to the bottom, we are going to take the little detour right here in the middle, and this is going to lead to this platform. Now that we have the boots, we can jump up here and grab the rope. Once you have the rope, what you want to do to escape is to head back to the bottom of the cave. This should trigger the first shadow chase. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to kill it just yet, so all you have to do is just make sure you run. So just try your best to stay ahead of it. Make sure you don't let it catch up to you, because if it does touch you, you will end up dying, which will obviously end our run. Take these zigzagging platforms back to where we were just at earlier. However, this time, instead of heading back down into the cave system, we are going to take the way up. So after crossing the hidden passage, just make sure you take the staircase up, and then once you get up here, take this set of zigzagging platforms up. Be a little careful on your jumps right here. It's very easy to get stuck. So make sure you get to the top, and then once you are back out on the surface, grab the radio, and that should shoo the shadow away. Once we have the radio, we can work on another set of achievements, which is going to be the detonation blocks. Hit the radio and then blow up this detonation block to the left. You should get an achievement for blowing up your first one called Detonate for 20 gamer score. And if you remember, there is another detonation block back down in the caves. So we're going to take a little bit of a detour. Instead of continuing on to Chapter 3, we're going to head back into the cave system and then head all the way back down to the bottom. So just make sure you head to the left and then drop straight down once you get to this vertical part. Drop all the way down to the bottom. If you do make the journey back down here, the shadow is going to reappear. However, we do have a way of killing it now that we have the radio. You have to hit it 4 times using the radio beam. Also, the detonation block is going to be in this corner, so make sure you grab that as well. So that should be everything of use for right now in Chapter 2, so we should have the go-ahead to move on to Chapter 3. Just head to the right and then take the zigzagging platform all the way back up to the top, and then slowly work your way back up to the surface. It's going to be onwards and upwards to Chapter 3 from this point. So just make sure you take this path. Again, make sure you hang a right here up the staircase in case you forgot. Then it's going to be the set of zigzagging platforms, and then we should be back up to the surface now. So, along the way to Chapter 3, we should be introduced to the next mechanic in the game, as well as the next set of achievements, which are going to be related to the beacons. The beacons are going to be these tower things. Basically, you hit the X button to shoot out a beam from your radio, and if you hit the pinnacle of the tower, it should create a temporary platform that you can jump across. Make sure you try to hit every tower you see along the way. As you can see, you get an achievement for hitting your first one, but there are other achievements for getting multiple ones in a single run. Make sure you stop by this corner and grab this first aid kit. That's going to be another one towards that achievement. And then once we get here, we're going to work on lowering ourselves down. Once again, make sure you hit every beacon on your way down and make sure you take your time with this, dropping down one at a time. There's a little pit stop right here. This should be the point in the game where we have hit 10 beacons, giving us the Activator achievement. That one's going to be for another 20 gamer score. Make sure you get the 4 beacons in this middle part, drop down on the right side, jump across to grab this heart, and that should be number 3, which gives us this achievement, the Love for 20 gamer score. Once we have that, we are safe to drop down this pit to continue on with Chapter 3. So just drop straight down, and there should be 2 first aid kits down here. Feel free to pick both of these up, which is also going to help us out substantially with our achievement. Once we have both of those, the way forward is going to be to the right. Make sure you use the beacon to get up here. There's going to be a slew of beacons along the way on this path, forming a bridge. Just make sure you get each one along the way. About halfway through the bridge, you should be good for 20 beacons at this point, giving us the Waves Master achievement for another 20 gamer score. Once we have that, we're going to continue on to the cave. Be a little careful of the icicles here, but again, there's going to be a ton of beacons in here to help us out towards that achievement, so make sure you get all of them along the way. Another first aid kit in this corner once we clear that set of spikes. After grabbing it, we are going to continue off to the right, another beacon right here, which is going to mark the start of Chapter 3. There's also a detonation block directly under us, which is going to be number 3, giving us the boom noise achievement for 20 gamer score for knocking 3 of those out in a single run. So slowly drop down here, and there should be another beacon here that you can grab along the way, as well as one down in that pit. So make sure you grab those 2 and then jump across. There should be another 2 in this pit. Make sure you quickly grab those. You are going to have to grab the top one in order to clear the jump. Once you're up here, there should be a ton of beacons up here, so just make sure you jump up and then go as high as you can, trying to get as many as you can. You should get the last beacon related achievement for 20 gamer score called Mania, so we should be safe to move on. However, if you don't have that yet, there are way more beacons, as you can see once you get into the cave. Watch out for the icicle, another set of beacons up here that you can grab with some well-timed jumps, so grab those if you really want to, or if you don't have the achievement yet. There's going to be a huge bridge right here that you can run across, which will obviously help out a ton with the achievement if you still haven't gotten it yet. So you should definitely get it by this point, by the time you cross the bridge. Then what we have to do is we have to make our way up here because we are going to need to grab the gun. So just make sure you use the beacons and then navigate your way across. The last 2 detonation blocks that you need towards that achievement are going to be across this spike pit. Make sure you blow those up, and that should be 5, giving us the Too Loud achievement for another 20 gamer score. Once you take out the detonation blocks, it's safe to cross. Use the beacons to build a bridge, jump across, and then grab the gun, which is going to open up the rest of Chapter 3 to us. So the last things that we have to work on are going to be the hearts as well as the first aid kits. Where we need to go next is going to require us to backtrack a bit, so make sure you navigate outside of the cave. You want to get to the big tower in the middle right here. You want to be on the left side with the bunch of beacons. What you have to do is you have to make sure you try to navigate climbing this thing using the beacons. It might be a little frustrating, but try your best to constantly try to get up here. You are going to fall down a lot, especially if you aren't so good at the platforming, but once you finally make your way up the tower on the left side, there should be a heart at the top to end that achievement. There is the achievement for picking up 5 hearts called Heart Attack for 20 gamer score. Once we have that, we are going to continue jumping up here, so zigzag platform your way until you see the bricks. Now that you have the gun, all you have to do is just jump. The game should automatically shoot the bricks for you, clearing the passage to continue on with the rest of the chapter. Once again, we have to navigate our way through some beacon jumps. You are going to have to time it a bit to get up here with the spacing and all that. But once you're up here, you have another couple of beacon jumps that you have to deal with. Once again, try to be a little patient with these because they are a little frustrating. Once you get past those last few ones, though, you should have a tunnel here. Make sure you head through this tunnel, and then on the other side should be our last first aid kit that we need towards the achievement. Pick that one up. That should be 10, giving us the aid station achievement. So that should be the majority of the single run related achievements done in as quick a playthrough as possible. Pretty much you just have to play from the start of the game up to about the halfway part of Chapter 3. That's going to be the efficient way of doing it, and that's all there is to it.